want you to think about something that's pretty interesting. When you pause for a moment, you kind of look at what it is that you're doing and what it is that you actually want. Napoleon Hill pointed out in Think and Grow Rich something very interesting that almost everybody that reads that book misses. Every once in a while, somebody picks up on it, right? He says in there, first of all, he says, when riches come, it'll come so big in great abundance, you're wondering where they've been hiding all those lean years. But then he says something else in the book, that out of all the people that he interviewed, right? And he interviewed 500 of the world's most successful people. He never saw any of them working. And he said that when riches come, they don't come from hard work. You have to think about that as it personally pertains to you as a person. Part of that is perception, right? Whether you're working hard or not. I think we should spend our days doing what it is that we love and make money something that's consistently coming in. Now, not all of you are in this position, but some of you are definitely in this position where your approach every month is that you're working for the money. How many more sales can I make? Can I get there? Can I get there? Do I have enough to pay the bills? Can I make payroll? And it's a revolving problem over and over and over again. In order to break that problem, you have to think bigger. You have to think bigger. And you most likely may have to think, how do I get myself out of the way? Because if that result is coming down to what you personally are doing day in or day out, right? Like if you're the linchpin there, if you're the bottleneck, then you're the one that's got to get out of the way. If that's the case, you have to ask yourself, it's probably not that you don't know what to do. My guess is that you do know what to do. You're just not doing it. That's usually the way that it is with most problems. We know what to do, but we're not doing it. So you have to ask yourself, why am I not doing the thing that will allow me to expand beyond this idea of just making my monthly nut? What is it in my mind? What lie am I telling myself over and over again about why I can't do it? Getting more leads is not the answer. Getting more people to say yes is not the answer. Staying 5 hours later than you normally do is not the answer. Let me tell you what the answer is. The answer is that you have people that you bring into the company that can do this work and do it very well. That isn't even the answer. The answer is, what's your vision? Your vision is what solves that problem. It's not 5 hours more a night, working on the weekend, running around like crazy to figure out where you can get more leads. That is not the answer. What is that? That's the middle class mindset. So I get it when a person's in the beginning and they're doing that, it's like, yeah, okay, that's great. They may need to learn a hard work ethic. They may need to learn how to master sales. I think that everybody should do that first and foremost. But that doesn't take forever to do that, okay? If you're really focused, you can do that in a matter of months, right? Definitely within a year, for sure. But then it gives you the ability to find the people that can also do what you can do. But what's required is a vision. Now, I want you to listen to what I'm saying. If your vision is just getting past the problem that you have right now, you're never going to get past it. You might get past it today, but it's going to be there again tomorrow. You might get past it tomorrow, but it's going to be there again 2 weeks from now. Because your approach is the middle class approach. Work harder, do more. You've got to change your vision to change those issues. You have to change your vision. And the vision should be, remember, the vision should be you spend your day doing what you love and you create your business so that the money keeps coming in. That should be your vision because that gives you the life that you want, right? And you can expand it. It doesn't matter how you want to expand it. There's no end to how you want to expand it. But it is a trap from the pit of hell. It really is. And not one of you say to yourself, I'm not ready. Don't say that because what is getting ready? Getting ready is just creating the vision. If I go out, and I'm sure some of you know this because you've done it, I know this better than anybody. If I go out and talk to people that are stuck in a middle class lifestyle, and I say anything about you're better than this, there's so much you could do with your life. So you can earn so much money, it's ridiculous, right? What do you think the first thing they say to me is? Why they can't do it. And why do they say that they can't do it? Because they can't see how to get past the problems that are sucking up their life every day. I owe this much money and this, and I got a sick kid, and I got, a mortgage and all. And I know it very well because I was there myself. But the block is that they're consumed by the problem in front of them. And it's a crazy problem. That's why I said it's a problem from the pit of hell, because you have to understand it's not the problem. It never was the problem. It doesn't matter what a person's problem is. It was the idea of the strategy that you were given about how to go through life. And it wasn't like somebody sat you down and said, here's the strategy. It was made an example for you by the people that you were raised around and how you saw them interpret the problems and what they could or could not do in their life. It's built into the movies that we watch, television shows, music. I mean, it's in art. This is something that's prolific around the world that the common man has been consumed by for thousands of years, the problem that's in front of them. The idea of who you are as a person was attached to you handling that problem responsibly. The unconscious, the psychological bind to that is that if I screw this up, I'm a bad person. If I don't attend to this, I'm a bad person. So now you've got the problem, you've got the pressure inside of yourself that I've got to make the sales or do whatever it is in order to solve this problem. You know intellectually the problem's going to be the same freaking problem next week and the week after and the week after. What about the idea of who you think you are? It's attached to that problem. The only way out is through that problem by creating a vision that allows you to quantum leap the problem. If your vision is not beyond the problem, or if it's constantly put off as later, realize this. Every blue-collar worker, every middle-class worker, every professional hack that's got a degree and is, they've set up their, whatever the profession is, they're following the same thing. Someday it'll get better. No, it won't. Do you know how many people are in their graves with someday in their mind? Most. So you've got to sit back and you got to put this idea aside and you have to ask yourself, what is my vision? And you got to be brutally honest about where you are in the creation of that vision. What am I focused on? What is the problem that's in front of me right now that's all consuming? What are the things that I tolerate that keep me stuck to the problem? The tolerations keep you stuck to the problem because you convince yourself that you can't do it. What's needed in this situation? A vision that's going to take you past the problem. You have to have a vision. You just have to have an idea of what it is that you want to do. Because here's another thing, right? We live in a very fascinating time. And to be totally honest with you, it isn't all that different than when Napoleon Hill wrote Think and Grow Rich, meaning that whatever it is that you want, somebody's already done it to some degree. It's not like we have to figure something out that's never been done before. I don't think any of you are doing something that cannot parallel some other success that's been done. It's just a fact. Like I'm just saying, it's matter of fact, right? It doesn't mean that if you were doing something that hasn't been done, that you can't do that either. My point in saying is that there's many models out there in the world of people that have done the things that you want. So what does that mean? You don't have to create it all yourself. Remember what Napoleon Hill said, right? Out of the 500 people that he interviewed, the most successful people in the world, he never saw one of them working. He never saw one of them working. And he said, if your thought is that hard work alone, right, is what's going to bring riches to your life, he said, banish the thought. Because nobody that works hard like that gets wealthy. That's the middle class approach to the problem. Let me work as hard as I can. But if that problem's not fixed in a few weeks, you're doing it incorrectly because you're the bottleneck. You're the one that's stopping it, right? There's only so much one person can do. The key to all success in any endeavor, I don't care whether you're a footballer, or you're an artist or whatever. It's always leverage, leverage. You've got to think according to leverage. Otherwise, you do nothing but have a job. That's it. You've got to think leverage. And the only thing that you need to attract amazing people to your business is a vision. You don't need money. You need a vision. You need something that people will get excited about. That's what it is. You got to have a vision.